If you see someone arguing in favor of Israel, they're probably a paid bitch of Israel. So now you know.
But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are the social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok. TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one that's most important?
X.
X. How do we fight back? Our influencers, that community, they're very important.
That was Benjamin Netanyahu during a recent meeting with influencers where he emphasized the importance of spreading more pro-Israel propaganda on social media. And now we're learning that the Israeli government is putting some big money behind those efforts. According to a new report from Nick Cleveland Stout at Responsible Statecraft, documents show that these influencers are likely being paid around $7,000 each time they post on social media on behalf of Israel. Here's what he found. Bridges Partners, a firm working for the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs, sent a series of invoices for its influencer campaign to Havas Media Group Germany, an international media group working for Israel. The invoices detailed a sum of $90,000 starting in June and slated to end in November for a cohort of 14 to 18 influencers to create content. The document, which was filed under the Foreign Agents Registration Act, notes that the funding is for both payments for influencers and production, but does not provide a breakdown between the two. When taking into account the administrative production costs through September 16th, that leaves an estimated sum of $552,000 plus for the influencers between June and September of this year. The firm estimated that the cohort was expected to produce 75 to 90 posts in that time. Doing the math, that would be 6,100 per post on the low end. On the high end, each influencer could be making as much as 7,300 per post. Bridges Partners hasn't revealed which influencers are participating in the campaign, which they've dubbed the Esther Project. But the guys behind the firm are Yair Levy and Uri Steinberg, who each own a 50% stake in the firm. Bridges Partners describes its work as assisting with promoting cultural interchange between the United States and Israel. And Cenk, I actually interviewed Nick earlier today for my podcast, and he pointed out that because we don't have any specifics on who is getting this money, it reflects a breakdown in transparency on these FARA registrations where this outside foreign money can come in. You pay these influencers, there isn't disclosures on the content, and this is all outdated. FARA was written in the 1930s. We need more modern regulations on this type of content. What do you think?
Yeah, that Netanyahu video never gets old. I mean, it's just a couple of days old, but it's got so many amazing nuggets. Okay, now we're gonna get our message out with our influencers. Okay, now he's the Prime Minister of Israel. He's referring to influencers working on behalf of Israel. And now that we know they're paying him about $7,000 per video, and we all view that as like normal. Now you substitute any other country and you'd be like, wait, what? If a Chinese government came and said, oh, okay, now our Chinese influencers in this country will be paid $7,000 a pop to do pro-Chinese propaganda or pro-Saudi propaganda, right? The whole place would go nuts. Pro-Iranian propaganda, right? We're like, oh, what? They're taking over our country. Right? Israel does it. They're like, you better not criticize. You better not criticize. You better not say that they're trying to get control of the media. He said it. He said it. All right, so you can see, guys, it's an uneven battlefield. Like the left has almost no money, and then ironically, Netanyahu says this all the time. Oh, you know, it's the foreign governments that are influencing America. He literally says that. It's hilarious. It's the biggest projection I've ever seen in my life, right? And he's like, oh, well, you know, they're going through and they're funneling money into the country in different ways. No, they're not. Okay, he's talking about himself. He's telling himself. Project Esther started, as I told you earlier in the show in a different story, by the Heritage Foundation, having nothing to do with Israel, but they wanted to use anti-Semitism and Israel as a pretense to start calling Democrats and people on the left terrorists and anti-Semites, to arrest them and do all sorts of things and to clamp down on their political opponents. And then Israel looks out and goes, ooh, that sounds good. I like that. Okay, yeah, we're on to Project Esther too. So now we're gonna spend all this money. We're gonna try to influence Americans. And the great news is we already bought mainstream media. They're totally our dogs. So they'll say that if you point out things I said on tape, they'll call you an anti-Semite and try to ruin your life and get you fired, right? So we got mainstream media, now we got all these influencers. Now the most important part of this whole thing, guys, is now when you see someone being pro-Israel in media, understand that they might be getting paid by Israel. So that's probably not their genuine opinion. So all these people have been paid to lie on behalf of Israel. And to be fair, unless you're like lost your mind as a pro-Israel zealot, and you're like, genocide is great. I mean, it's not a genocide. Kill them more, kill them more. Unless you're that guy, which there's tons of those guys, then you're getting, of course they have to pay you to say that a genocide is not a genocide, and a genocide is a wonderful thing that a moral army would do, and how they're the victims. So when you see it now on social media, know that that guy's probably a liar who got paid to lie on behalf of Israel. So thank you very much, Israel. Now, everyone that I debate, everyone that does a video on behalf of Israel is probably a paid stooge of the government of Israel. So you should discount everyone arguing in favor of Israel because they were probably bribed to. Now, to be fair, it's not bribe, it's not illegal. No, they were paid to. Hey, dog, here, fetch. Be pro-genocide, here's $7,000. By the way, $7,000 per video is mental. That is a giant number. And of course, if you want somebody to be pro-genocide, you have to give them a lot of money to make that happen. So, but don't worry, Israel has, I repeated what he said, trope. All right, we're out of time. Yeah, Jordan, you want to say one more thing?
Yeah, one thing, just to show how this is a unique circumstance and everyone's fine with it, and no other country could get this kind of treatment. We have an example. Last year, there was a big investigation that Russia was funding an American media company and paying people indirectly like Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, and Dave Rubin enormous sums of money to work in pro-Russian talking points into their content. And after that was unveiled, that whole company shut down. Israel's doing it, it's public, everyone's fine with it.
I mean, it's absurd. It's absurd the special privileges Israel gets in this country while pretending that they don't, and that anyone who says they do or repeats what Netanyahu said on tape hates Jewish people and should be fired and destroyed. They're a joke. If you see someone arguing in favor of Israel, they're probably a paid bitch of Israel. So now you know.